icon. I think that was during like the Snapdragon Pro Series tournament. Melissa, funny that you mentioned it, was one of his signature heroes back in the day. So I also do believe that despite him lacking that experience as compared to, you know, the rest of the members of the teams here in MPL ID, I do still believe that he does have that clutch factor. And we saw that kind of when he had his hands on something like the Granger. Now, Granger is not necessarily as prio, so we'll see exactly what is going to be given to him as we get into the drafts, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 1. Broken Walls, EVOS on blue, TLID on red, Paquito instantly banned out. We see the Atlas and the Freya as well taken out. TLID, Rafaela, Novaria, and the Hirara still remains at large.
You see the trauma for sure, man. And Novaria banned straight up by TLID. The Rafaela as well. They've had enough of Why Not's antics. They're not against Why Not, but it's A-OK. Now a trade. TLID propose a Hirara for Melissa trade. Evo say, you can have the Melissa, good sir. I will take your Hirara away from you, 100% mid-rate man.
Yeah, normally at this point of the game, you want to pick out something like a... Never mind, I was going to say that Belwake does well, but Marcel is definitely left wide open. So they play with the tempo here. Marcel, very fast-paced in terms of like how he just pretty much annoy the opposing jungler or annoy the opposing trio. Just a little pokes here and there, and Melissa can never go wrong with this kind of pick. Very, very safe and can't really get punished in the lane.
All right. So it just makes sense, right? Eudora gets banned out to prepare for the Marcel. What is the next 2 picks? Are we looking at heroes like the Uranus that can hold control over the map?
I would say so. It's not a bad hero here to pick the Uranus, and there is no real counter just yet. And worst comes to worst, it's probably going to be Esmeralda on the other side, but no, it's going to be a Barats instead. And it also serves as a bit of a deny pick. You know, because normally you want to pick the Barats too to lock down the Hirara potentially. But immediately, Aran picks this, one of his signature heroes, Uranus. A really good lane against Barats.
Yep. Solid stuff, man. The Selena, Barats, and the Hirara means it's going to be insta-kill for whoever goes in. But I think it's a bit greedy for EVOS to pick this up against a Marcel. It's already picked up. I think the Belric still would have been the better option there. Going for sets, going for someone that can just tank up the damage from the Melissa would be solid, right? Like, now you kind of force yourself into playing this composition. Again, trying to go for pickoffs before the skirmish, but the Golden Hour completely stops it. Even if the Golden Hour doesn't, the Uranus will.
I wonder if Brody is going to be an option for EVOS here, if it's not banned. Quad ban very much makes sense. Can't really get away, can't really get punished by all of these heroes that's coming in from TLID, and it's a pure counter towards the Melissa. And also the Hanzo ban from EVOS themselves. And there is a bit of a sneak and peek from an unknown source that Hanzo has been popping up in the scrims, also in RG as well, with that tank build. And one of the beauties of the Hanzo is you don't really have to take that Season Hunter. You can use the, for example, Bargain Hunter, you know, to get yourself as much snowball as possible and get your items as soon as possible. And that's pretty huge, but it's gonna be a Moskov ban instead, so it might just be a Brody, but I don't know if that's a BTR thing only, Mirko, or can EVOS play it in this kind of scenario?
Yeah, Erlan's great on these weak side picks. I guess that's why TLID banned it out. The Claude also a good matchup against the Melissa. The Hanzo though, we've been seeing a lot of this. TLID haven't seen the Hanzo even yesterday, but it was already, you know, visible in the bans for the second phase. These Hanzo roams, or sorry, Hanzo tank in the jungle. Juicin also getting banned out. Someone that I guess can also walk up, has good sustain, deal with the Selena and the Barats perhaps. Let's see the pick now for TLID. They need a mid laner and mid laner and jungle. The jungle is looking kind of cooked, but you go Harley, I think is a safe choice, right?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Harley, or if you wanna go just slightly different, Nolan is also on the table. Nolan can also mash up the tempo as well against the Hirara. I think it's either of those 3, but I would like to see more heroes, man, because I know that it is a very dynamic meta, but it's a bit stale on the EXP and also jungle.
Yeah. So,
yeah. They go Lilia first. I was thinking about the tempo breaking, right? You guys mentioned how, you know, important the early game is, and with the Hirara and the Selena already, I feel like they needed something to break that tempo. Lilia clears very fast. She can control in the early as well. So what can accentuate that? We'll see that next pick, but right now we're back on EVOS' next 2 picks to close things out.
I think that pick against the Barats is also just fantastic, man. Now even less of a chance for EVOS to actually look for anything. I think they might have just been outdrafted already here. They're gonna have to out-execute TL if they want to win this game, no? Like, Lilia just shreds through the Barats. Now, any frontliner you go, even if you go for the Brody, you won't really be able to fully utilize this strong side of the map because, well, at least they get a Mathilda. At least there's that. At least they have more sustain. But yeah, now I think they have to turn their sights from playing around the XP lane, around these neutral objectives to go to play for the Brody. That has to be the case now as TLID go for their last pick. It will be a jungle. And at this point, I think it's free for a lot of different picks. The Harley, again, I don't think you want to go Nolan just because the Brody's right there. Oh.
I've been thinking about this actually. I know that the tempo is definitely favoring Nolan, but I feel like Suyo does a lot of things better than Nolan, especially the survivability potential.
Especially ganks.
And it's not really that bad of a tempo hero either, right? Suyo, you know, farming, not that bad.
I was just
pressure is not that bad either.
For the Selena and the Matilda in the early game for the Suyo.
I don't think,
and that's why
Matilda should be concerned with early game at all.
I think it's really execution based. Just like VTR's draft yesterday, EVOS is playing with their ceiling right here.
That I agree.
Unfortunately, you don't really have the same ingredient. You don't really have Moreno, also Finn. But we'll see though. I would like to be surprised.
And maybe we will be. Maybe we'll be surprised because coming into this match, this is not the same EVOS either. This is a EVOS with a new mid laner. We saw the keys to victory earlier about the mid duo from EVOS, from the White Tigers. But will their chemistry be enough to push forward here for our opening game between TLID and EVOS? Let's head over to game number 1.
Here we go. It's a Selena to help early on. Lyoni, oh, smart move. Takes away the trap early. Hey, that's one of the ways that you can get a lot of tempo over your opponents when you have a Selena in your lineup by putting the traps down and then go in. But Lyoni has stopped that. So, okay, that's actually so well played by Lyoni.
Yeah, and it takes the trap that's, you know, gonna hit towards the big buff, right?
Yep.
So that really prolong it even further for Alberttt, and now Keven is able to contest for this one.
Yeah, because he isn't able to fast clear, he wasn't able to get in, but God! I guess he has the retry, but damn, that was quick. Nice.
It's looking good. We can expect more fast-paced clearing as well coming from Drichel in the later stage of the game, but if we look now, there is some fight coming from Mueza. They've successfully cleared faster, and Mueza looks to go for in the invade and, you know, just giving out information as to Suyo's farming pattern right now.
Okay, it seems like Keven knows what to do against this kind of matchup, you know, because somehow, some way, Kelra was able to win the matchup.
Yeah.
This Melissa Brody, it doesn't make sense, but one of the things that Kelra did is to stay under the gold shield in the early game, so you win out with the trade. Meanwhile, though,
Randy's gonna be tanking it up. Rizza now with a trap, goes in. Oh, Flicker's passed as well. Purify for Flicker. I don't think that's worth it, but he finds another arrow on Lyoni. And as a Flicker burns out, Alberttt under the turret, gonna go for the kill, finds it. First blood to EVOS. Alberttt, not worth it in the end. Keven the Jote with a pickup on the Soul Sever. Katon.
That was very aggressive though by the new kid on the block. Rizza under turret, dives under, is able to get the space and the traps in. Gets a kill over, but Alberttt does get taken down, and you can see that TLID are now the first to the next neutral objective.
Hold on, Randy is so low. Aran as well. After the consecration, Randy goes in. Able to find it. That's his welcome. Now Alberttt should be able to find it for free. Good stun over on 3 there by Randy before he dies, but Alberttt doesn't have the cooldowns, and Lyoni will be able to punish him here 3-1, still in favor of TLID.
not really a fan of the completely forcing things out for EVOS here. Not really in line on what EVOS is usually trying to do. I mean, you still take the objective, but now Hirara, the Hirara is 1-2. This is something that we don't really see very often from Alberttt, especially playing for EVOS. What's up, Mirko?
Am I the only TLID fan in the building now? What happened to this lady next to me? What the heck?
I have a curse. I just can't.
Oh.
I gotta underestimate the team, man.
All right.
But either or, you know, despite the kills given over to TLID in that first bout, we do see that EVOS still are able to get the first neutral objective, right? The turtle is already under their belt, and let's see what they collapse over after this. As it stands, Keven is a level ahead of Alberttt, so he was able to get the objective because of the rest of the team.
Uh-oh. That's a big resource burn, but yeah, you can continue your point.
Flicker burnt out. That's it. That was my only point.
Yeah, despite all my criticism towards EVOS just now, though, I like the execution. I was gonna say that Randy is not really known for this kind of heroes, you know. Yes, Karss is very, very tanky, but there's no built-in healing like an Alice, for example, or Esmeralda or Uranus.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like Randy, but the way he executed that Daytona's Welcome was pitch perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm not really questioning EVOS's potential in terms of like objective game, the late game when Lord is about to come up. Emblems though by Bayou, it doesn't seem like there is something crazy going on. Master Assassin 2 for Erlan, so he wants to somehow win it out in the early game here. Now Mueza.
Oh, Queller not in range. All right.
I think when it came down to, you know, the emblems, Selena has an interesting one. She doesn't go for the Season Hunter that we usually are accustomed
Wilderness
to.
Blessing she went for.
I guess, you know, you can still help without the Season Hunter, but you missed out on that tempo. But still, Wilderness Blessing is also a tempo maker as well.
Yep, Detona's Welcome going in, but again, this is the golden hour, and that's my concern for the Barat. You're gonna get shredded down by the Lilia, and your main win condition on picking people off gets completely countered by the golden hour. They're both low. Abyssal Arrow doesn't land. Drichel able to dodge away from that as Keven goes in mid, and Lyoni,
oh my lord,
tries to force out a kill on Mueza. Gets the photo. This is massive. TLID in the bottom lane, picking up the gold, everything from the turret away from EVOS.
Yeah. Fights have been very smooth. Flicker burnt out by Mueza as well, so that's a 90-second cooldown right now. Not going to be able to use it here in the next bout, even though, oh, Lyoni, Mueza's take is so low.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And it looks like the Brody pick is not really utilized to the maximum potential as well.
No.
You see Emman playing in for BTR. One of the reasons why they were able to still somehow be equal in gold, even leading in gold in that match yesterday, was through the Brody. Winning it out in lane, getting all the gold plating, but now the pressure is actually feels like towards Erlan more than anything else. A lot of times resources burn, but I do see that gold lead is still on Erlan because of the objectives, and also maybe he was able to get some gold plating as well. But not enough at this point. 1.5k gold lead for TLID.
So they haven't been able to work with that early game tempo. They haven't been able to utilize Erlan in the early stage of the game. And you can always see that constant pressure that TLID are putting on several of their lanes. We do see the item builds pop up here. Is there anything that we need to highlight here in the 5th minute of the game?
It's mostly just normal stuff. Keven, I like the leather jerkin buy though, just to further his survivability against the Brody, because he needs that. Normally I would go straight for boots, warrior boots, just for safe measure, but it feels like Keven so far does not need it the way that Keven and also Lyoni is roaming around the map as well. So he knows that the peel is there, the get out of jail, the jail card free as well in the golden hour.
The damage on Drichel, forcing back shoes now. Aran with the zoning on Alberttt. A bit more damage coming down as Alberttt is taking a half HP, but the neutral objectives right there. Oh! That was a frozen moment, but Kevin's still able to secure it now as Randy goes in, but it's only onto the roamer. This is Lyoni falls to the circling eagle. Now it's a blade surge to lock him down. The guiding wind gets him out, but still, it's a neutral objective. Oh! Hold on. Good Abyssal Arrow, but Keven still has to purify. They won't bite just yet. Retreat! Still, Alberttt securing it. Abyssal Arrow landing again. Riz has been on point, but there's just been no follow-ups.
This is a 4v5 situation, by the way. Lyoni was taken out earlier on before the particular team fight happened, but Evo still unable to look for that opening in these team fights, unable to look as aggressive as they should be. I feel like the AOE damage that we're looking from Team Liquid Indonesia is really pushing EVOS to its edge in these team fights. You have AOE damage from Keven on the Melissa, you have AOE damage from Drichel as well on the Lilia. It seems like it's hard for them to win these team fights if they go for a full 5v5.
Yeah, and on the other side as well, really the only way for EVOS to actually start a team fight, actually winning it out, is through a good Detona as well, some Flicker, or a good arrow as well from Riza, and that's asking too much. But now Lyoni, look at how annoying he is, man, just zoning everyone down.
Oh, wait, a golden hour as well. The Queller comes around, Alberttt still able to escape. Now Riza can't get the kill on Lyoni, and now Randy is left to defend all alone. The Blade Surge ready right there. Keven wants to go for it. Doesn't in the end. Riza just a bit of poke up top. It's Erlan trading in structures at least, but he won't be able to stay there for long. He's got to respect this. TLID will get another. Oh my god, he's staying. This is super greedy, Erlan.
That was a long time.
A very long time. A bit too long. He doesn't find a torn apart memory. Lyoni is able to flicker out of safety. Now the guiding wind comes around, and that's going to be Keven with the jump. But Drichel was waiting around now with the chase. Mueza with the guiding wind. Erlan gets away. The great escape. Aran still chasing. Erlan gets out. My goodness, and he buys time for Alberttt to trade in the bottom lane.
What a save. We thought he was there for too long. It turns out it was all calculated. He bought a ticket on Matilda Airlines, went on it, survived through the turbulence, and EVOS pick up a bit of a start to the top side turret there, tier 2. Amazing stuff.
Amazing, but before that though, we gotta address the fact that in the 8-minute mark, the gold shield in the bottom lane has been taken down, and there is really no turret aside from the inhibitor for EVOS to work for in this point of the game. It's way too early for TLID to be up by this much in terms of structure in the bottom lane, and now the Lotus on the top side, they can maximize this fully.
Yeah, oh, Keven! That damage in the models, Rendy catching the guiding wind, able to escape. Look at the damage now as Alberttt walks up. A missile arrow lands, the golden hour doesn't. Alberttt is able to escape right now, and that's going to be Rendy with a jump in with a deathless welcome. Now the goal way coming down as well, but Rendy will fall, and in the end, it's a red tree. Erlan stolen away on the Brody. Big arrow lands, Rizza jumps in forward, and it's going to be the shutdown for Rizza. Another arrow coming in. Oh, catches Drichel. XBTR, by the way, Rizza styling on TLID.
Wow, again, Alberttt plus Rizza on these two heroes. They've really turned things around for EVOS. We saw that goldie come in from Team Liquid. They instantly take it away. And Alberttt, how, after everything that we've seen coming from TLID, he's, what, 2 levels ahead of Keven?
That was crazy, man. I feel like EVOS also kind of forced that to TLID, but TLID has to be better at managing the long lane. There's absolutely no reason for them to be in that kind of position, but yeah, EVOS with a forced out fight. But now, it's not over just yet. Still 1.2k gold lead for EVOS. It's still almost equal in terms of economy.
Oh, yeah. But as I said, Sheffin and Eterna, when it comes to winning early game, I know who's going to win. But when it comes to ending the game, now that seems to be a big question mark for TLID. Now, for me, big question mark to Lyoni, bro. I know you're trying to zone the Hirara, but you need to use the golden hour to stop the main win condition of EVOS, which is still Rendy getting a pick on Keven. Again, in that scenario, you saw how Keven was just chopped down by Rendy. He didn't ultimately get the stun because Rendy died, but it gave enough room for the rest of the team to get the neutral objective. Now Rizza has like, oh my god, I thought he had the guiding wind. Never mind, way too aggressive. Erlan catches the guiding wind, gets away. Alberttt with the jump. Now black shoots coming out from Drichel. Aran is able to frontline.
So back to your point earlier on, there's team tendency and there's also team composition. EVOS, in the later stage of the game, if TLID can buy enough time, should they not have the favorable draft in the late game?
I think at this point, TLID's draft win condition is much easier to execute because EVOS requires you to land the skill shots, and it's hard. It's Helena, it's Barrage. Oh, but if Alberttt can do that over and over again, I don't mind that. But there's also a run that you have to get through. That is something that needs to be addressed from EVOS.
Yeah.
Like, how do you break through this Uranus? Because, again, I want to go back to BTR's match again. Shogun was able to do that job quite beautifully, and I expect Aran to do the same. Looking at the gold graph though, through that one team fight only, that is a 4k gold swing for EVOS. So TLID, lucky it or not, the best adjustment that they can do is probably just lock in and realize their win condition.
See Alberttt already for Erlan, some of the silent power spikes. And it seems like it's a semi-crit build for Erlan. Haas Claws, Melfic Gun, Blade of Heptases. Is he gonna go for the Berserker's Fury last item?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because we've been seeing this a lot. Shout out to Hiko for being the first one to do it, at least on stage at MSC that I remember.
I mean, he bought a dagger.
That could go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also thinking Berserker's Fury just for the burst.
Ready?
They go in again. The golden hour needs to be placed. There you go. Golden hour saving him now as Keven is able to escape with the blade surge. Now he goes on to Rizza. And finally they get the golden hour usage. Erlan still able to pop in with the torn apart memory. And in the end, it becomes a 1-for-0. Oh, rather 1-for-1. Rendy was taken out.
Yeah, XP for Rome at this point in time. You can see that though. TLID have to force to control these side lanes, and they are going to go back. They need to buy a little bit more time. EVOS should have that information as well, but it's another Lord dance that's happening between these two teams.
Oh, interesting. I thought EVOS was trying to force a fight there, or maybe bait TLID to the Lord pit, because I feel like Lyoni at this point is a much valuable member compared to Randy, because once Randy's ultimate is exhausted, that should be alright for EVOS.
You're 50-50. This is what you're picked for. Keven, Soul Sever and the Retribution. Circling Eagle, landing onto Aran is going to be the main man who gets caught by it. Lyoni with the golden hour again, isolating a few of the members. Alberttt with a walk-up. Oh, he finds the kill on Lyoni. And now he wants some more. He's going to jump in again. He goes for the damage. Drichel able to kite away. Keven goes for the shots on the muddles. Keven with the Blade Surge now. Lord down below. Should be cleared out by EVOS quite easily.
Yeah, 1-4-0 trade. They get the Lord, but it looks like Erlan is already on the way to clear out the Lord fight. What do you think happened in that team fight earlier, Chef?
I feel like, first of all, EVOS dropped the ball a little bit on not trying to force the fight before all that happened. But TLID, good job in taking the Lord. But unfortunately, though, like this is the elephant in the room right here. Alberttt with a Mathilda. You know, Hirata is already a broken hero enough. Has multiple dashes like this. You can chase around and force that on the ultimate with just a single skill. But Rando,
Lyoni has golden hour, but he uses it late. He thought Aran would be able to survive that now. 3K circling eagle, landing on Lyoni. Now smooched by Erlan. Mwah.
No resources, all of them burnt to try and save Aran. EVOS know that. EVOS utilize it, and EVOS capitalize over that as well. You can feel that the entire map is bleeding blue now. 2,000 gold lead, 3,000 almost. It's uncanny for EVOS.
They are making a lot of mechanical mistakes, though, I'll be honest with you, TLID. They are just not ready for the tempo of Alberttt and EVOS.
Yeah. A whole lot of dashes in there already.
Fury,
plus Mathilda, so it's gonna be a Berserker's Fury for Erlan. It's not just the burst, but also the sustain as well, combined with the Haspel. So you can trade around with Keven well enough, and combined with the photo and also the shields that Mathilda's gonna provide. There's no way that Keven can just gonna go in, but now Randy though.
Drichel has the black shoes, able to escape now. Alberttt with a walk up now. Oh, Keven! Able to find it. Erlan, great flicker out, but he's still gonna be caught all alone. Guiding with Erlan! Sort of memory, Keven jumping into the back line, but Erlan will finally die. Keven with the dive, now on to Rizza. It's a flicker out as the trap doesn't get Keven down just yet. Aran with the chase. Abyssal arrow doesn't land as Lyoni wants to continue this. And that'll be it. Keven now on the siege in the mid lane. That's a rose gold meteor picked up by Keven. Mid lane tier 2 gonna go down as Aran zones the 3 members from EVOS who are still alive.
Both of the cores are gone, ladies and gentlemen, but there's no objective for them to take. So what they do is they try to pin down on these structures. All the mid goes away. Inhibitor in the bottom side goes away, but look at that!
Circling Eagle straight to the muddles. Now it's going to be the big dino. He goes and charges it up. He eats up Uranus, but that's not enough. It's a game win for TLID as they wipe EVOS out.
One incident, you miss it and you blink. EVOS utilize the absence of Alberttt and the absence of Erlan to bite down into the rest of the members of EVOS and take this first win for themselves. But my oh my, was that a close game?
It was too close for comfort for both sides. Oh man, the Jinx. We mentioned that the map was blue, but blue for EVOS. Somehow, someway, TLID, I feel like EVOS was a bit too overzealous as well. They thought that the resources was exhausted, and it was for Drichel especially. But unfortunately, yeah, TLID just strikes at the right time.
You're even choking right now.
Whoa.
Everything okay?
Oh, my bad. This is the winning moment though. Lyoni as well, just forcing on the flickers from some of the heroes of EVOS with a single golden hour. And this is why Marcel has been so prio ever since the hero got released. You can play safely, you can play as a peel, but if you are creative enough, then you can play as a setter as well. And this is when Alberttt is gone, literally everyone on TLID can just do whatever they want without getting punished.